We were informed earlier this afternoon, around 12:30, that his condition had deteriorated and that on the advice of his doctors at the public hospital, he needed to be moved to a private facility to ICU or high care for urgent treatment.
Is he in an ICU or high care this evening?
As far as we know, he's in ICU currently. We are still waiting for updates.
Are you able to confirm if he's on a ventilator tonight?
I can't confirm that, unfortunately, at the moment. I do know that he did leave the hospital on a ventilator.
I see. Last week, Friday, we heard that he'd been moved out of an acute ward into a general ward in a government hospital. So how was his weekend, and at what point did he start to deteriorate? Was it only today?
It was this morning, we heard. We didn't receive updates over the weekend, but we were told this morning that his condition had deteriorated and that the doctors recommended that he be moved to a private facility today urgently.
I see. So he did leave the government facility. You say he was on a ventilator when he left?
That's what we were informed by the doctors, yes.
Okay. Now we know, we've been told, and I just want to reconfirm with you that he does not have COVID-19. Is that correct?
Confirmed, he's negative.
All right. But I've also been told that he is in fact diabetic. And as we know, if that is true, when someone is diabetic, it is very difficult to control any sort of illness. Is it true that he's diabetic?
That is correct. And this was raised with the court, and it's caused complications, but it wasn't taken into account by the court.
We also saw at his bail application last Wednesday, when bail was denied, that he was on oxygen all the time. I've also heard that he has a heart condition. Are you able to give us any more details about what specific ailments he's grappling with at this time?
All I can say at this time is that it was respiratory issues prior to the court hearing and during the court hearing, and due to possibly stress and certain conditions and the dismissal of his bail application on above everything else, it caused complications with his underlying comorbidities.
Get a strong sense from his legal team that there's a great disappointment that he was denied bail. And you know, he was also meant to appear in court again on Friday on a bigger Bosasa matter. I'm just wondering what your thoughts are this evening, faced with his deteriorating health. As you say, he left the government hospital on a ventilator. This is not a well man. How do you feel about his treatment at the hands of correctional services?
Correctional services have actually been very good. The problem came when we were surprised, or at least ambushed, about the opposition to bail at the actual bail hearing. We were never informed beforehand, and the first time we heard of that they were opposing bail was in court, when court had started. So that definitely came as a big surprise to us, and we're not sure why, because Mr. Agrizzi has been on bail for over 14 months already on the other, as you said, larger Bosasa case, and why the state took the decision on some suspicion that he was looking to flee the country, we don't know today.
So the NPA said it was because he didn't declare his offshore assets, which amounted to over 30 million rand. What's your response to that?
So he did in fact declare it to the correct authorities, to SARS. He paid his taxes on that, and to the South African Revenue Services. It was all done legitimately through the correct channels. All of this was disclosed and declared to the departments that one is supposed to declare that kind of information to.
So why do you think he's been denied bail?
You'll have to get comment from the NPA on that. We're not sure, but we are appealing the bail. We are appealing the bail dismissal, and we're hoping to get a date this week to argue it.
All right. So obviously, very grave concerns for his health this evening. Are you? Do you know if his family is allowed to visit, or if due to COVID restrictions in an ICU, if that's actually barred, even though he's COVID negative?
At the moment, at the private facility, he is undergoing urgent care. So even if the family are permitted to visit him, they won't be allowed in at this stage. But we are making arrangements for at least his wife to visit him. But obviously our main concern now is just health, and that he gets through the night.
Well, thank you very much for updating us on his health, and we wish all of you well. Thank you very much for your time this evening. That is lawyer for Angelo Agrizzi, Daniel Witz, confirming that he's diabetic, that he left the government hospital this afternoon on a ventilator on the advice of the government hospital staff, saying that he needed urgent care. We understand that he is in ICU currently getting urgent help.